Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a breaking news edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk everything Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vini. I literally was just live. I don't even think we haven't been off live for a half an hour or something like that. And I just finished recording SESR 60 for the night. I'm going to go back. I'm going to trim that up here once we're done here tonight. But as I'm working on that, I get a buzz over here from Jordan Schultz and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have made a trade. You see it right there on your screen. Going to pop up the screen share right here for you. The Steelers are acquiring safety Kyle Duggar from the New England Patriots in exchange for a late-round pick swap. We all know that Omar Khan, Steelers GM, loves to do that sort of thing. And honestly, we were wondering if the Steelers were going to make a move to help their secondary instead of getting a wide receiver, trading a draft pick for a wide receiver before the deadline. And now we have our answer right here. The Steelers, they are going out there and helping to replenish the secondary. We just got off live a little bit ago talking about Mike Tomlin's press conference today. Said that the Steelers will be without Deshaun Elliott. It is a week-to-week injury on a hyperextended knee. They have not discussed whether or not he is going to get put on injured reserve, though with this addition, I would assume that means Elliott is going to be out longer, more than, he's going to return within the next 2 to 3 games. So the Steelers, they go out and they get Kyle Duggar. Also, it was reported today from Mike Tomlin that the Steelers held 3 safeties today for workouts at their practice facility on the south side of Pittsburgh. That was 31-year-old Eddie Jackson, former Chicago Bear, former Baltimore Raven. That was Von Bell, former Cincinnati Bengal, and then I believe he went down to the Carolina Panthers. And then it was former Washington Commander Darrick Forrest. Forrest ended up signing on the Steelers practice squad a couple of hours ago, but none of those guys were going to be true reinforcements to help replace Deshaun Elliott. The Steelers, if they were truly going to go out and get a guy that was going to help carry some of the workload that Elliott had, it was going to have to be through trade, and it wasn't going to be anyone on the team currently. You have Juan Thornhill and Chuck Clark. Both of those guys have been disappointing a ton recently. Jabril Peppers, who hasn't really seen the field on defense. He's been mainly contributing on special teams. And now Peppers is going to get a teammate of his who is kind of in a similar boat that Peppers is in right now, in Kyle Duggar. Just signed, I think, either last year or 2 years ago, a 4-year, $58 million contract extension. And since he signed that, he, now with Mike Vrabel up there as their head coach, has been buried on the depth chart up there. So all year long, even dating back to the preseason, people have been wondering, when is Kyle Duggar going to get out of New England? He's not getting used there. Guys like Jalen Hawkins are playing over him. And even the Steelers, they were kind of linked to Duggar going back then. This was a little bit after the Minka Fitzpatrick, Jalen Ramsey trade that the Steelers then all of a sudden needed safety help, and Duggar was brought up as a possibility to be traded to the Steelers. And now that we are, 8 weeks into the season now, entering into week 9, that scenario ends up coming true. So you see the post right there from Jordan Schultz. It is Kyle Duggar and a 2026 7th-round pick coming to the Steelers. The Patriots receiving a 2026 6th-round pick. This is mainly just to get Duggar and his contract off the books. Have no idea how much money the Patriots are eating in this trade and how much the Steelers will be paying Duggar. This is the second trade within, I think, the last half hour for the New England Patriots. They also today trading edge rusher Keon White and a 7th-round pick to the San Francisco 49ers for a 6th-round pick. So I guess this is them recouping that 6th-round pick from the Steelers that they traded. This is them getting a second 6th-round pick. So excuse me. So I don't know what the Patriots are doing in this. I mean, Keon White was a high draft pick of theirs not too long ago, I think 2-3 years ago, and Duggar was a long time starting safety for them, and now both of those guys are gone for the low price of sixth round picks. And I kind of, am confused about this from a Patriots standpoint. They are 6-2, and they're competing at the top of the AFC East with the Buffalo Bills right now. So getting rid of two players on their defense, not sure what exactly the motive is there, unless they are stockpiling for draft picks to go out and get bigger fish here at the trade deadline. They could use, all the draft picks they can get to, I don't know, maybe go out and try to pursue a Trey Hendrickson or a Max Crosby or someone of that stature. I don't know. But talking about this from a Steelers standpoint here, Omar Khan, Steelers GM, like I said, loves these late round pick swaps and getting a player in return that the Steelers can try to rehab a little bit. That's exactly what Duggar is right here. The Steelers need a replacement for Deshaun Elliott. That is what Duggar will be. He reunites with Jabril Peppers, so at least he knows someone coming over here to this defense. Will wonder. We now wonder what, how long it's going to take him to get adapted to this defense and see how many snaps he plays. And think, back in his heyday in New England, he was used as sort of a player that wears a lot of hats and can do a lot of things for the defense. He can play safety. He can come up in the box and tackle. Might be able to play a little bit of nickel as well. Similar, traits to that of Jalen Ramsey and Brandon Eccles on this defense. So another Swiss Army knife, really here for the Steelers defense here. We are accruing more information on this trade as it comes in here. It is a swap of 6th and 7th round picks in 2026. And the Steelers getting Kyle Duggar in this trade as well. More here from Jordan Schultz. The Patriots, they are 6-2, but there are a few holdover players who haven't been natural fits in Mike Vrabel's defensive scheme. Duggar was one of them. He should slide seamlessly in with the black and gold, says Jordan Schultz there. So this right here, just breaking right now, the Steelers acquiring Kyle Duggar from the New England Patriots, their first of maybe a couple more trades between now and the November 4th NFL trade deadline. We will be here on the channel covering that trade by trade. 7 of you in here right now. I've seen that number bounce up to even 11 at some points. If you are new here to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. But first and foremost, get any thoughts, questions, opinions, comments, reactions to this trade. Get those in the comment section right now, and we go to that comment section. Funny, usually my comments pop up over here on this smaller screen, but instead I got to go here and see those comments. Dr. James Ott, welcome back, Dr. James. We could use a good safety. I mean, Kyle Duggar back in the heyday of the Patriots, yeah, he was good. I think you saw his play maybe start to trickle down a little bit there in recent years, and then he just got completely, put on the bench by Mike Vrabel in this defense. So we will see how he bounces back here in the black and gold. One thing's for sure, it can't be any sort of, harm to the Steelers defense right now. They're doing that good enough on their own. Echelon here, you were just here for the live stream, and now we're back here again. Welcome back, bro. Where the actual F is our receiver, too. The defense sucks. Kyle Duggar ain't doing nothing for the run game. Go get an effing wide receiver. You are so upset right now, Echelon. This is crazy. I'm done with this team, bro. Skip to the 2027 season. You coming in here, fire and brimstone. I didn't know Kyle Duggar could, would incite that from you there, Echelon. At least it's not like, you're giving up a draft pick and getting nothing in return. It's a 6th and 7th round pick swap. At the end of the day, that's not really going to be any sort of massive loss here for the Steelers. You say Colts by 70 now. I think it was going to be 70 regardless, so Kyle Duggar might just be a rearranging of the deck chairs on the Titanic here, but at least it's a warm body and someone who can't be any worse than Chuck Clark or Jabril Peppers or Juan Thornhill at this point. And he'll be fresh too, coming off the bench up there in New England. So can he, rekindle some of that youth he had in New England and some of that production? I don't know. We'll see. Echelon here again, no longer defending anything this team does. All they do is trade for senior citizens and complain that they are old. You're not wrong there at the senior citizens part. The Steelers this year, they have built a super team of players who would be like all pros and pro bowlers back in, 2018. Let's take a look here. Kyle Duggar, looking at his pro football. See what he did here this year with the Patriots. 7 games, has started 4 of them. He's made just 17 tackles and 7 solo tackles. I think those games started there are quite not correct there. Duggar last year though with the Patriots, 13 games started, 4 pass defenses, 1 forced fumble, 81 tackles, then 55 solo tackles. So he does have good tackle production for the games that he's played in. 8 tackles for loss, so he can get to the backfield as well. So maybe the Steelers are able to get some of that out of him. However, far away from the 2022 season in which he had 78 tackles in 15 games and 2 interceptions, or 2023 where he had 109 tackles and 7 pass defenses. So we will see how this pans out here for the Steelers. Back to the comments section again here. Echelon, that's not the point, bro. Same crap, same toilet. Rooney is dumb, Tomlin is stupid, and Omar Khan has fell victim to their flaws. Man, Concepts, you're in here now. 9 of you in here now. Welcome to the channel. Please subscribe. Concepts, yeah, we did trade for Kyle Duggar of the New England Patriots. You're telling me this couldn't have happened when we were live just, half an hour, 45 minutes ago? Crazy. Clearly see the defense sucks and the offense has the potential to put up 30 points a game, maybe more, and you still don't have a wide receiver to. How idiotic can you possibly be? Yeah, I mean, it's one thing, throwing even more money onto this defense right now, but I'm still going to not overreact like this, Echelon. It's just a 6th and a 7th round pick swap, and you can't be any worse than Chuck Clark or any of those guys. And at least they're still in the market here for a wide receiver too, Echelon. So don't lose hope on that yet. Adam Schefter came out today, said that the Steelers are still in on guys like Jacoby Myers and Rashid Shaheed. So we'll see what comes of that here in a minute. But or what comes of that here in the next couple of days. So still wide receiver 2 is a legitimate issue, Echelon. I do agree with you on that. But am I going to, go all, out on this move and call it one of Omar Khan's worst moves? Definitely not. Colts by 80. You started at 70. Echelon, you were just at 70 a minute ago, bud. Now you're up to 80? Lost all hope, bro. It's too late. Honestly, it could be right there. Team as a whole, yeah, but not going to, destroy Omar Khan over this one. Deserve to lose everything from this point on. Another old head. Congratulations, Pittsburgh. You are officially slow. Buddy, we were already there. Maybe he at least can, give Darius Slay a little bit of a help when receivers outrun him immediately off the line. Wanted him last year, I believe, before he signed with the Patriots. Great signing. Yeah, could have brought him in last year. And like I said, I think he was also rumored to the Steelers early in the preseason when it was clear he was getting phased out of the defense there in New England, and the Steelers. That was after they traded Minkah Fitzpatrick as well. Thank you. Just checked Google, then walked my dog. Breaking news. Yeah, from SESR. Couldn't have happened when we were live earlier. Like I said, I got off here with you guys. I recorded SCSR 60. I'll finish up that and get it posted sometime later tonight. I don't know when the hell that's going to be anymore. And then, yeah, boom, here comes Kyle Duggar down the pipe. Let's real quick see, is there any new information here on Kyle Duggar before we move on. Not seeing too much beyond what we've had. The insiders reporting this are calling it back-end help after Deshaun Elliott's injury. What I wonder, though, is that, if, let's say for some reason Elliott does come back at some point later in the year, who's going to be the odd man out? Chuck Clark keeps playing the way he is. He might be out before then. Jabril Peppers might go back out on the market. I don't know. Still waiting to see, though, if there's any sort of breakdown here on if the Patriots are eating any money or how much money the Steelers are taking on here. I wonder. Still, though, crazy. I'm shocked. The Patriots back to back. Keon White, Kyle Duggar. You guys are out of here. One of you's going out west. One of you's going to Pittsburgh. Did they say what we traded? It is a 2026 seventh round pick and Duggar coming to the Steelers. Their concepts, a 2026 sixth round pick is going to New England. It's the same exact trade package that just happened with the with Keon White and the San Francisco 49ers. White in a seventh out to San Fran, a sixth coming back to the Patriots. So they just shipped off two members of their defense and a pair of seventh round picks to get a pair of six in return. I understand you, Echelon, but we'll see. I'm not calling, putting more money into the defense. I'm just saying for a patch hole fix to Deshaun Elliott, I'll take it right now. And also, I think I'd like to have faith in Omar Khan, who started out, in his managerial career in football. He started out as a money and numbers guy, where I'm sure he made this straight, and he's going to make sure that if things don't work out, he's going to, have some sort of out in there. So I'm not going to crush him too hard for that. More people coming on in here right now. 14 of you in here. Please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you never miss when I'm live again. Also, like this breaking news live stream right now. Kyle Duggar of the New England Patriots in a seventh round pick heading to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 2026 sixth round pick. You got more here. LOL, calm down. Acting like you're the Dallas Cowboys fan base. Always coming in and winding it back to the Cowboys there. Taco Tom, I love it. Let's see here. What trade happened? That is Duggar in a 6, or Duggar in a 7, coming to Pittsburgh for a 6. Patriots just gave us their leftovers, just like the Ravens did with Queen Clark, Harrison, and we are officially the Cardinals. You go to Pittsburgh to retire. Now, I'm not going that far. I mean, the Steelers at least, win games, and they don't have, money tied up into a quarterback that, plays Call of Duty instead of watching film. So I'm not going to go that far. Flacco, welcome back. Everyone's slowly coming on back. You all dispersed and went your separate ways. For tonight, it's like Thanos. Where did it bring you? Right back here. Right back to me. Trade TJ to the team. I should have drafted him over Taco Carlton. Honestly, if DJ keeps it up there, DHP, we might get there sooner rather than later. We might get there sooner rather than later. not Omar Khan. It's Michael Petaway, 1997 Tampa 2 Tomlin. Holy hell. Excuse me. Truth on, welcome back. Trading Minka is haunting Tomlin. I mean, is Minka having the best year down in Miami? No. Honestly, who is? Minka could, be a useful guy right here, right now. But honestly, can Kyle Duggar bring similar things to what Minka brought? Yep. Time Stone for the win. Got the whole Doctor Strange thing going on there. I didn't even get out of this jersey yet. The Penguins game, what we were talking about, that's still going on. They're in the second intermission right now. Now they're losing 2-1. And we're back here still talking about Steeler ball. We're going to wrap things up here in a moment. Love all of you guys getting in the comment section right now. Echelon, your only saving grace, you say right here. They better, and I mean better, trade for Waddle. No BS. Would a Jacoby Myers move it for you? Move the needle at all for you? Because that's honestly probably the most realistic option the Steelers have. Unless they, lose their minds and Art Rooney II has some sort of, idea or come to Jesus moment where he says, I know the draft is here in Pittsburgh next year and I care about it, but let's ship off a high draft pick there for Jalen Waddle. No, you say. No. All right, then this one's even more unrealistic. What about a Chris Olave? Does Chris Olave tickle your fancy at all? Waddle is a game breaker, but man, I don't know what's going on in Miami. Let's see if I'm sure Omar Khan's, saying, hey, you guys got any sort of calls going on? Whatever your offer is, come back and we'll see if we match it. See, now those both are probably the most unrealistic of the bunch. BTJ and AJ Brown. Yeah, those are both very unrealistic. You'd have to pay a king's ransom for Brian Thomas Jr. and AJ Brown. The Eagles, they aren't going to trade him with how good they are right now. Wait, New Orleans, as in New Orleans, Olave or Shaheed. Go get both. In that case, if you go get both, you're probably looking at one of Calvin Austin or Roman Wilson getting sent back the other way. Imagine if that was the case. Olave and Shaheed to the Steelers, and in return, you got like a second-round pick and maybe someone off the defense and Roman Wilson. He did all that. He got all of our hopes up with the performance he had in that Packers game just for him to raise his draft stock and they kick his ass out of town. That'd be crazy. Another guy who's got game breaker speed, Olave. He's a headache, no pun intended, there from Echelon. Holy hell. Go get Jay Jettas and I will stop talking. Well, I hope you got a nice big bottle of water handy because you're going to be talking for a while there because Jay Jettas, he ain't going to go anywhere. Which, who the hell, by the way, is going to be the quarterback now in Minnesota? I meant to bring up that question earlier. No Carson Wentz. He's done for the year, shoulder injury. Are they going back to J.J. McCarthy? I think he was, kind of benched. I mean, who else they got? Max Brosmer? Do they say, hey, let's give Joe Flacco another shot on a new team? Go get him? I don't know. No way, shape, or form I'd want DK and AJ on the same team. Why? THP? They went to school together at Mississippi. They're good buds. Are you talking about from just a general stance that they would be hotheads on the Steelers, or do you come at that thinking they would buck heads because they're buddies? They're good friends. Bro, we literally need to score 40 points a game. Go get Jettas, Waddle, or Olave. Any other name is a dud. Man, I think Jacoby Myers could be that. A legit number 2, does the little things right, blocks in the running game. I think you're a little bit hard on Jacoby there, Echelon. But hey, even though you're going at the Steelers and me a little bit and some other people in the comment section, I love the energy, Echelon. Keep bringing it. It's wild that the Vikes apparently wanted Rodgers when JJ was ready to take over. I mean, honestly, Rodgers, I think the Vikings would rather have him over Carson Wentz, so I don't know. what they were thinking there. LOL, man. Once that ball doesn't come, I don't know, man. By the way, I love AJ and DK. I think Rodgers would be smart enough and not, completely, you know, not even think of AJ Brown. I think Rodgers does do a good stuff of making sure he keeps a majority of his targets happy. So I don't think you'd have the problem of AJ Brown not getting the ball as much as he wants there in Philadelphia than he would here. Concepts here, my bad. Kevin O'Connell is who I meant. WTF is I was on. Oh yeah, that's all right. That's all right. There. I wanted Jacoby, bro. I love Jacoby, but we don't look scary at all on one whole side of the ball. We need pure explosion in offense. Jacoby ain't enough. We need an absolute dog. Yeah, I do understand that. I do understand that, but I still think Jacoby Myers can get this offense just about there. What if, you add in Jacoby Myers, and I've seen the rumors here, but I've kind of, put them in the, on the back burner here. What if the Steelers do that, and then brace yourself here? I think Flacco Concepts, one of you two, have been liking this idea. What if they go out and they get a Jacoby Myers, but then they double down and they go get another game-breaking running back like Devon Achane or Breece Hall? Because I love Jaylen Warren, and I think, him being a number one guy would be able to, keep the Steelers from going to the running back market. But also, Caleb Johnson, he is nowhere to be found. You can put him on the milk carton as a third round pick. And then Kenneth Gainwell, I think whatever, golden horseshoe he had up his ass against the Vikings in Dublin, that thing has, been long gone. So he's really not your ideal RB2. Maybe they go and do that. That's pure wishful thinking. I know it is, but still, just coming up with a hypothetical to where we can have Jacoby Myers and, still keep you healthy. He's 28. Old head, when will this stop? He's 28, and you still got, 3 years of good football in him at this point? You call him DK Metcalf an old head at that point? Like, I'm not going to destroy Jacoby Myers because of his age here. Okay, real quick, just one more time, going to go back here. Do we have any new Kyle Duggar news? Anything at all? Let's look here. Let's do this instead. Go back here to the Where You page. Another thing that, Duggar will bring to this team is that Cam Hayward, Steelers defensive captain, calling out the heart of this defense, basically saying they had a soft performance. I think Kyle Duggar is one of those guys that will stick his face in the fan, sort of keep that hitting mentality that Deshaun Elliott brought. He'll keep that going. Tom Pelissero on this trade. Steelers have been hit by injuries in the secondary. Now they get reinforcements with Duggar, who appeared in 81 games, 69 starts, with 9 interceptions over 6 seasons with the New England Patriots. Seeing if there's anything else here before we log off for the night. Big physical downhill player, Kyle Duggar, a cheap, slightly older fill-in for Deshaun Elliott. We'll see what we get with him. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to wrap up this breaking news live stream here for the evening. Flacco, damn Gainwell turned into Slay. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that whatever he did in Ireland, that was just a one-off, and the fumble on top of it when you had a drive where you needed to put up points and you fumble it on the second play, that's going to land you in Tomlin's doghouse as well. So Gainwell is, not keep him as a 3. third down back return guy purely and go get you a real two-headed monster at running back with Jaylen Warren and whoever. Bring back AB. Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world at this point. I'm sure you can put AB out there 5 years from now and he'd still be better than half the wide receivers that could be on this team. We want Jay Jettis. Trust me, I'd do backflips in this room if that was the case. Concepts here. Got a hold of 2 boxes of 2025 Topps baseball today, hidden at Walmart. Pulled Cooper Flag, or basketball, excuse me. Pulled Cooper Flag rookie card, 3 Dylan Harpers. Let's go. That's awesome there, THP. I, too, have gotten into some baseball and football card collecting. Haven't, ripped anything in a good while, but always a chance I could get back on that eventually. Lance 33, welcome here. What's up, Brady? Mon Valley in the house. Welcome back. We want Jay Jettas. That's the spirit. Echelon. I love how the all caps is on tonight. Offense needs to be this: DK, Jay Jettas, or Olave, Roman Wilson, CA3, Muth, Jonnu, Mount Washington, Brees Warren, and the GOAT, Aaron Rodgers. If that's the case, then kiss goodbye your first-round draft pick in this year's draft, maybe the one in next year's draft, and any chance you got at getting a, franchise quarterback in the first round anytime soon with Aaron Rodgers as a hired gun here on a 1-year deal. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is where we are going to wrap things up here for this breaking news live stream of Kyle Duggar to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Any final comments in here we will get to as we wind down. It's a surprise. Pens might be our only hope this year. Yeah, who would have thunk it right now? I'm still wearing the Evgeny Malkin sweater here as I, just got done recording SCSR 60 before this news broke. And right now we're watching the Pens. And with now 17:02 left in the hockey game, they are losing 2-1 to the Philadelphia Flyers. So can they have another comeback in them tonight? We will see. Have a blessed week, everyone. Thanks for being my therapist. Hey, anytime, Echelon. Come on back here tomorrow. I'm sure we'll talk more about this tomorrow and a whole bunch of other stuff. Jay Jettas over a round 1 pick and stuff that won't equal Jay Jettas. Yeah, I agree with that. But also, man, I really think that the Steelers can have a shot at, getting a quarterback, like a decent quarterback, like a Sellers or a Ty Simpson or something like that in a draft. And I just still want to hold on to that round 1 pick. You can also, do a trade like that on draft night. And by then, you will know, is this defense fixable? Is there going to be a coaching change? Will Aaron Rodgers come back? Stuff like that. Then you can make that trade. I think that's a big trade like that's going to need to be tabled for the offseason. All right, I think that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for stopping on in here on this very abrupt, no sort of announcement live stream talking about the trade, Kyle Duggar from the New England Patriots to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Echelon, thanks for coming in and bringing the heat. Lance, Flacco, THP, Concepts, you guys stopping in as well. This was a fun little half-hour thing, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow. We'll talk about this. We'll talk about the Penguins. We'll talk about what goes on in Steelers practice and anything else that comes across the wire between now and tomorrow evening. Thank you all. Now, hopefully, this is the final time tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Tuesday night, and we will reconvene tomorrow and bring more of the content like this. Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.